I would like now to present Dr. Gaonakis from Gaonakis Laboratories in Chania, Greece. He is the co-owner of Fenuliv AB at Lund, Sweden. This is a spin-off company targeting the industrial production of valuable compounds from olive meal and other agricultural byproducts. He is also the co-owner of Gaonakis Laboratories in Chania, working as an analyst since 10 years, and since 2012 he is the Director of Research and Innovation. All this time he works between industry and academia, solving various problems. His research is focused on recovery and separation of functional macro and micromolecules from agricultural and food wastes, and in their implementation as additives in food products. He is also the editorial board member of Food Research International and Food and Bioproduct Processing, these journals. As I mentioned, Dr. Gaonakis is the coordinator of Special Interest Group 5, Food Waste Recovery, of the ESEKI Food Association, and he is also a Deputy National Representative of Greece at IFA. He has published more than 65 research articles, reviews, monographs, and conference proceedings. And today we meet him as the editor of Food Waste Recovery, Processing Technologies and Industrial Techniques. This new book is published by Elsevier at Academic Press. Also, currently he is working as an editor of another book, and it will be Innovation Strategies in the Food Industry, Tools for Implementation. I think today's topic and the book which he's presenting is very hot because it's a big issue everywhere in the world, and especially in the developed countries. And no, it's not by chance that this topic is present in all calls for scientific projects, and it's a special target topic of Horizon 2020 as well. So I would like now to give the screen to Dr. Gaonakis to present the book. Hello, Haris.
Hello, Veliska. Thank you very much for the introduction. Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you. I'm expecting for your screen.
Let's see. Can you see?
Yes, great. It's working.
Yes. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our book presentation. First, I would like to thank Velitska for her introduction and her warm words, and everybody for your participation. So today's speech is about our new book entitled Food Waste Recovery, Processing Technologies and Industrial Techniques. The book was launched last August, and it is a multi-author book with 50 authors from the 5 continents. I will show you later all the names of the contributors. You can find it also as a print book, as an ebook, or both, and it has 412 pages, and the dimensions is 235 and to 191 centimeters. So the cost of the book, of the print book, is 79 euros, and also the e-book the same price. And if you buy both book and e-book, then the cost is 111.54. So it is a very competitive price if you consider that we talk about 400 pages, so it's less than 20 cents per page. So what is this book about? The book acts as a guide to recover valuable components of food byproducts and recycling them inside the food chain in an economic and sustainable way. It investigates all the relevant recovery issues and compares different techniques to help you advance your research and develop new applications in the field. covers several conventional and emerging technologies and keeping a balance between their characteristics, and also there is strong comparison between these two kinds of technologies. So what are the goals of the book? Food and agricultural waste have long been considered as a matter of treatment and minimization due to the environmental impacts induced by their disposal. So the current challenge commands their valorization as a source of high added value components. However, despite the omnipresence of high-quality studies and valid methodologies in the literature, you can find only few market products. They are very limited. So the book aspires to fill in this gap between academia and industry within the particular topic, and try to help everyone to use this material in order to develop new applications in the field, new products from food byproducts. What is the target group of the book? It concerns researchers working both in food and environmental field, so to say in the edge, but it depends on what is your view on the topic. Maybe food technologists, food scientists, food engineers, professionals, and of course students working or studying in the food and bioproducts processing area. It is written in a scientific way in order to meet audience needs, and also describe in details a plethora of information you can find in literature. And of course the book could be used in any course dealing with food technology, food industry, and sustainability aspects. So how does the book meet the needs of the audience? The whole approach of the book is based on the following steps. First, we search the sources of food waste. Then we find the target compounds. We develop the recovery strategy, and then investigating the optimum technology for each step of the strategy. We deal with cost and safety issues for all the involved information, for all the involved technologies. We deal with the scale-up problems, and finally find real applications, real and sustainable applications for the products that are produced and generated from food waste. So let's see in detail the topics. Start with an introduction in chapter 1 that covers food waste assortment and production within food industry and sustainability aspects that attract interest over the last years. So then we move to chapter 2, and emphasis given in the classification of target compounds in macro and micromolecules, since this step is important in order to review the recovery stages in each case. Here you can see an example in table 1 of food byproducts and target compounds. For example, in cereals we have different sources like rice bran, white bran, or oat crust. You can see here the target compound like proteins and dietary fiber like hemicellulose or beta-glucan. In fruit and vegetables, you can see different kinds of peels and pulps, and typically antioxidants like phenols, flavonoids, or essential oils, or even carotenoids, and pectin are recovered from this kind of byproducts. Finally, in meat and dairy products, the target compounds are proteins. You can see here different sources. So then we move to chapter 3, which is so to say the core of the book, actually, of the whole book, and it describes the universal recovery strategy, which is presented for the first time in this book. The strategy covers all kinds of substrates and target compounds, and it is a necessary tool for everyone dealing with the recovery process, as all aspects should be taken into account from the beginning of the investigations. What we call aspects, let's see. For example, we need the proper collection and mixing of the byproducts in order to minimize variations in the content of their components. We should take care of production line for example, should be near but not inside the food industries in order to ensure minimum transportation and means also the HACCP requirements. It's also to find the best methodology with the highest recovery yield for different compounds, and use food-grade materials and utilization of Greek solvents. And finally, to have preservation of compounds' functional properties from the source to the final product. This figure illustrates the universal recovery strategy. You can see at the left the figure, some of the parameters that are already discussed, but the identification of the different forms, the collection of the waste, and then the characterization. Inside the box, you can see the 6 levels of characterization of the food byproducts. It's important to know all these characteristics, the macroscopic, the microstructure, also the target macro and micromolecules and non-target compounds also, of course the microbial enzyme load, and finally the functional properties of target compounds. And then after characterizations, we go to the 5 stages universal recovery process, and of course the final products. Here we have one more figure, is the 5 stages universal recovery process, and its goal is to maximize the yield of target compounds, to suit the demands of industrial processing, clarify target compounds from impurities and toxic substances, avoid deterioration and loss of functionality during processing, and finally ensuring the food-grade nature of the final product. So what's the idea? The idea is that recovery of added value compounds should be conducted either with conventional or emerging technologies in 5 distinct stages, which are the 5 stages of the process. First one is macroscopic pretreatment. The second one is macro and micromolecule separation. And the third one is extraction. The fourth one is purification and isolation. And finally, the fifth one is product formation. So rest chapters from chapter 4 to chapter 8 deals with conventional technologies. Chapter 4 for conventional technologies on macroscopic pretreatment. Chapter 5 on conventional technologies for macro and micromolecule separations, etc. And respectively, chapters from 9 to 13 deal again with each of these stages, but this time with emerging technologies. Emerging technologies for macroscopic pretreatment, for macro micromolecule separation, emerging technologies for extraction, etc. So these are the 10 chapters that deal with the technologies applied in each stage. And then we'll go to the last 3 chapters. Chapter 14 deals with safety and cost issues of emerging technologies, since there is a debate in the scientific community about the real benefits of their applications. So we discuss what is best, conventional or emerging technologies in each case, and we compare different kinds of technologies. In chapter 15, this is a very special chapter and includes all the patented or some patented methodologies, real market products, and commercialized applications, about 30 cases. And you can see on the right the 5-stage universal recovery process, and adapted to an example, a commercialized process of recovering polyphenols and pectin from olive meal wastewater. Finally, in chapter 16, we have a description of recovery and application of enzymes from food waste. Here in table 2, you can see some commercialized methodologies, some examples. You can see that there is a sugar syrup from citrus peel used as food natural sweetener, lycopene from tomato waste that's used as food antioxidant and supplement, or soybean albumin from soya protein waste and used as supplement again. Here you can see the process for the recovery of phenols and pectin from olive meal wastewater, and this process is adapted to the 5-stage universal recovery process. Now we'll go to the chapters one by one. I will not prepare all names because I'm afraid I'm going to make mistakes with the pronunciation, but you can see all the names of the contributors that I thank them very much for their excellent work. So in section 1, you can see that they have the introduction. First chapter is food waste management, valorization, and sustainability in the food industry. In the second, we have classification and target compounds. And the third one, we have the universal recovery strategy. In section 2, we have the conventional technologies, as I said. So section 2 presents a wide range of traditional recovery pre-treatment technologies such as milling, thermal and vacuum concentration, evaporation, freezing, membrane separation, among others, in the extraction technologies like ultrafiltration, isoelectric precipitation, extrusion, use of solvents, and nanofiltration. Also, state-of-the-art technologies like microwave and supercritical fluid extractions are mentioned, including the advantage of the technologies with economic implications when scaling up. Finally, you can see also example of application of this technology in the food industry. And also, for example, chapter 8 describes an interesting range of options for industrial use of the recovered products. And in section 3, we can see the emerging technologies dedicated to technologies like radio frequency drying, electrosmotic drying, the use of low temperature plasma, high hydrostatic pressure ultrasounds, pulse electric fields or magnetic fields, and the application and implementation in different sectors beyond applications and laboratory or pilot scales. Of course, advantages in this and difficulties compared to the traditional techniques are described, and more of this you can see in chapter 14, as I said, in section 4. That provides very valuable information on the safety aspects and costs of the different recovery technology. So the food industry interested in recovering valuable other compounds and can make calculations, and therefore facilitating the decisions in selecting the most convenient technology. And of course, you can find applications of enzymes too in 16th chapter. Okay, why was there a need for a book in this area? As I said before, food and agricultural waste have long been considered as a matter of treatment and minimization. And nowadays, recycling and valorization of food waste is a fast-growing field within the sustainability and bioeconomy frame that industries are forced to develop. So compared to other books that refer to general valorization applications of food waste, for example, fertilizers, energy, etc., this book discusses the recovery of added value compounds and specific applications in food products. This is why I underlined the fact that the compounds recovered from the waste and they are reutilized again in the food chain. Again, what is the difference of this book with other ones existing in the market? It covers recovery issues with an integral point of view by investigating each stage separately. We have some key chapters, the 3rd, 14th, and 15th, that provide information on how to develop a strategy for the recovery of the valuable compounds from food waste, of course in an economic and safe way. Provide details about commercial products and success stories in the field. And finally, allows the reader to come closer to industrial applications with all this information that are provided. For example, to give you an example, other books deal with recovery processes, reporting the most popular sources as different examples, extending techniques and literature within the particular application. For example, they take a chapter for oil mill wastewater, a chapter for grape byproducts, a chapter for cereal byproducts, a chapter for coffee byproducts, and they refer different studies that have been applied in order to recover or reutilize these materials. In this book, we provide a holistic approach, and the holistic approach concerns the recovery of the valuable compounds, not the whole valorization, but I'm talking about the recovery and the utilization in the food chain, and based on the 5 stages principle, as I said before. focuses on the advantages and the particular technology of the particular technologies, not on the nature of the particular substrates. So thus, it could be utilized as a handbook for anyone who starts developing a similar application. So the idea is that anyone who wants to recover all different kind of compounds from different kind of food waste, whatever is the source, whatever is the target compound, he can take the book, or she can take the book, and use it as a guide, as a handbook, with all kind of information, and start from 0 point to build up applications up to going to the final product. So this was the basic points of the book presentation. I would also like to invite you to our food waste recovery workshop that will be conducted on the 5th of July 2016, Tuesday in Vienna, the Department of Food Science Technology in Boku. This event is coupled with ISEKI's 4th International Conference that will be conducted from 6th to 8th of July. And here you can see the link where you can find the details and registration. If you get in IFA's webpage, you can find all the information that you want for the webinar, excuse me, for the workshop. And now, talking about the forthcoming book. The name is Innovation Strategies in the Food Industry, Tools for Implementation. The book is already moved to production. It's again a multi-author book. It reports the ongoing innovation of the food science, provides tools, ideas, and strategies to overcome bottlenecks for the actual implementation in the industry, and it's expected to be launched in up to summer 2016, and before ISEKI's event and before IFT event in the US. So hopefully we'll have it with us in our workshop. For closing, I would like to thank you everybody and invite you to our special leaders group, Food Waste Recovery of ISEKI Food Association. We develop teaching activities, webinars, a learning course, training workshops, etc. We develop collaboration, joint proposal, common publications, special issues, and we also have two big groups, one in LinkedIn with more than 600 members, and a new one in a Facebook page with 1,300 likes, where you can find on-time news on food waste recovery field, and you can, in order not to lose any of the advances in the field. Thank you very much, everybody, for your participation.
Thank you very much, Haris. I think this book really covers a lot of issues that are now very important for all of us involved in the food industry, in the processing technologies, in the education too, because everything starts with education, and I hope that everyone who joined us today has found something that is of special interest and intriguing for this book, and also for your next book. So now I would like to ask our audience for any questions that you might have. Please raise your hand, or directly you can also type in the question box which you have, and I'll be happy to give the word to you to communicate with all the colleagues. Today we had 35 participants. It's a good group, all interested in the food waste recovery field. I also saw some of the co-authors of this book were with us today. And please share your opinion or questions, if you'd like, with the others. I think everyone has been very maybe everyone now is looking for the book online.
Hopefully they are so interested. well, just want to mention that even if you consider a question or have any other idea in mind, you
Yes,
anytime.
you could always contact Haris through his email, or you could also contact us through the SECI website. We had hello previously from Balu from USA and from Gülden from Turkey. So
Hello, everybody, again.
yes, that was before we started. I don't see any raised hands or any new questions coming. But probably, yes, people would like to see. Gülden is saying thank you. And she says that this book includes, the title is very interesting, and also she would like to ask, did you mention dietary fiber in the book?
Thank you, Dan, for the question. Yes, of course, I mentioned dietary fiber in the book. It is in the second chapter, where you can find the sources, different sources of dietary fibers, and some of the properties. And in chapter 15, you can find also commercialized cases, commercialized dietary fiber from different kind of waste material.
Okay, thank you. And Laura Massini is asking whether the book is dealing with water waste as well as solid waste.
Hello Massini, thank you for the question. And it deals with both kind of waste, also solid waste, obviously wastewater, and that's the idea of the universal recovery strategy. Whatever is the material, the waste stream, you can use it. Of course, if you have a solid waste, for example, you have a different approach than the wastewater. The wastewater needs a concentration, and you have to remove in the first stage, you have to remove a part of the water. The solid, typically, you have to make either grinding or a maceration stage, something like this, in order to soften the material and be ready for the extraction stage. You can find different kind of applications also for solid and food and wastewaters, actually, both kinds of waste materials.
Hello, Rita. Would you like to ask something or share something with us? I saw your raised hand. I think no. Okay, you have good luck from Igal Ahmon. And also, Gülden is saying that municipal waste is very difficult characterization. Did you explain the purification steps in the book?
Yes, municipal waste is different. I mean, typically, when you want to recover valuable compounds from food waste, when we talk about waste, in 90% we talk about food processing waste, food byproducts during production. Municipal waste is a bit different, and because the main problem is that the microbial growth and is also dispersed in different places, in different households, so it's difficult to collect it without having microbial growth in the food waste. However, you can find some applications and characterization for this kind of applications. Typically, municipal waste is treated for the recovery of enzymes, for example, so you can find more information in chapter 16.
Okay, thank you, Haris. And Katalin Soliom, sorry if I'm not pronouncing the names very well. She's saying, thank you for the interesting presentation. Have I understood it right that you mentioned MY extraction, MW extraction as a conventional technique. Do you also mention industrial application to that in your book?
Yes, there are some industrial applications discussed. Typically, I mean, all the industrial applications or the potentiality of application, especially for emerging technologies, are discussed in chapter 14. And I mean, the discrimination of conventional and emerging technologies is a bit relevant. You may find some technologies, for example, in conventional that may be considered as emerging, like, for example, microwave extraction, or the other way around. Just try to keep a difference. I mean, typically emerging technologies are not so used or not already used so much in industrial scale. But in some case, they are used. As I remember, there is an application also for microwave extraction, and it's among the chapters. I don't remember which one exactly is, but it is.
But it's there.
Yes, it is there. I think it's the 7th chapter.
Okay, thank you very much. And Gyuden is saying thank you very much for an interesting presentation, and she would also like to contact you, Haris, for a project preparation. She is from Tubitak Marmara Technopark. And Gyuden, please contact Dr. Haris directly by his email. It's great that the webinar helps people find each other and connect to collaborate. It's a great thing.
My here, the last page, but
yes, please show your contact information again.
Yes, well, perhaps I should edit also
an email.
The email.
Yes, to make it easier.
The email. But I will also send the presentations, and you can also find the announcement.
After the webinar, the presentation will be available in the Iseki Food Association website, and also in the announcement of the webinar is the contact information for our presenter. So any of you could contact him this way.
Also in the announcement, you could find my email address.
Yes, that's
you can see
mentioned. Yes, now it's.
Then for your interest, and you're welcome. Just send me an email and I will reply, and we can discuss whatever you want.
Yes, this topic is becoming a huge issue. Recently, I looked at some statistics for food waste, and it's scary. It's scary.
Okay. I mentioned that there is a lot of industries from Turkey. Also have a lot of colleagues there asking for collaborations.
Well, that's great. There should be good collaborations in order to solve the problems for food waste utilization, because it's really a pressing issue, and it's a shame. It's a shame to waste the food.
So just a note for Katalin. I mean, microwave is described in chapter 6 in conventional extraction. You can find there some information.
Okay. And Igal Ahmon is asking, have you mentioned life cycle assessment in the book?
No, we haven't done life cycle assessment. I think this is a bit more theoretical. We'll deal more with more practical things like the technologies, the advantages, and practical problems, not so much about life cycles. I think there might be some a small paragraph in chapter 1, as I remember, but not a very detailed analysis of life cycle.
Okay. And Igal and Katalin say thank you.
Thank you very much.
Any other questions from our colleagues today? Or any comments or thoughts that you would like to share with us? Gyuden is asking, what do you think about future of food waste recovery?
That's a very good question. There is a discussion in 15th chapter about the prospects food waste recovery. Although it's a very hot field and topic at the moment, there are still a lot of things to be done, and also with regard to policy, and especially in the European Union, there are some problems with the policy that should be solved. And it is a big issue. It's coming either we want it or not, because we run out of sources, so food sources. In the next years, I'm sure a lot of people are going to try to recover compounds. And well, I mean, now the main policy and the main trend is the biorefinery concept. It does not concern only food products, concern all kinds of products, all kinds of materials to use them. I mean, and for energy, etc. We focus on food applications. I think in the next year, you will find more studies about the applications of this kind of compounds in food products. You can see here my blog. I have some articles. I post once a month, more or less, there. And it's also connected to my blog, my CTech Connect blog in Elsevier, where I write some of my thoughts, on-time thoughts on this. And you'll find more things about how do I see the prospects in the field, actually.
Yes. So it's interesting to follow this blog, and also it's a good platform for discussion. And there is a question from Nevena Mislenovic. She is asking whether you consider hydrothermal liquefaction as a possible technology for production of value-added compounds from food waste. So hydrothermal liquefaction.
We haven't considered this technology in the book, but well, I'm interested to hear more about this. If you are working on this, I mean, the particular book we haven't considered it, but yes, perhaps we should discuss on this, because maybe in the next edition, the second edition, we'll introduce more technologies. So why not introducing this technology too? But we haven't considered it.
Especially the experience, what experience is generated until now, and it's going to be good to share. Fernando Sadio Ramos is saying congratulations to Haris and the team for producing this excellent, useful, and pertinent volume. Thank you, Fernando.
Thank you very much. I also want to say that in this blog and also in my CTech Connect blog, a post is coming with all the authors and contributors, small descriptions and their background. So my next post is going to be about the authors, and I would like to thank them very much for their contribution. It was very valid. You can see again here the names of the contributors in these slides. For this 4 sections.
I saw that some of the contributors to the book have already been our lecturers at the webinars in this food interested group. So
that's great. So greetings to everybody who's following.
Yes. Any other questions? Okay. Guillermo Garcia says hi to everyone, and he's from Loughborough University in UK. He says breweries create massive amounts of food waste, particularly spent grain. Have you covered this type of waste in your book? And if so, what are the best alternatives to manage this and keep these byproducts in the food chain?
So you talk about spent grains of what?
From breweries.
From breweries?
Yes.
Yes, we have a small discussion about this kind of materials in the second chapter. I know that now they are considered for the recovery of bioactive compounds. There's also a European program that is working with brewery byproducts, spent grains. Yes, you can find proteins and antioxidants of this kind of compounds. So why not trying to recover them? I'm aware of at least two European programs. One is European and the other is regional Scandinavian one, that they have companies that are interested to valorize this kind of byproducts. If you wish to learn more, just send me an email. I don't remember now the names of the programs. I have to check them, but I will reply you and tell you what are the names. One is SAS Value Waste program in Norway. The other one, I have to check it. Let me see. Yes, the other called Pur LP. Pur OP is the name of the European program. Coordinators are from Ireland, called Process for Upgrading and Recovery of Polyphenol Extracts. So the focus is on polyphenol extracts for this kind of compounds, or this kind of sources.
Okay. Okay, Guillermo says thank you. And also one of the co-authors in the book is saying thank you for collaboration in the book and this webinar, and she wishes Vasiliki Mitropoulou. She wishes good luck to the book and hope that it gets the food waste problem further. Thank you, Vasiliki.
Thank you, Vasiliki. We worked together in chapter 15 about patent and commercialized applications, and she helped me edit a small part about intellectual properties, why is it important to obtain them, what are the steps, and also provide actual examples in the particular case of food waste recovery. Thank you, Vasiliki. Your contribution was excellent.
Yeah, we all hope that step by step the food waste problem will be solved slowly but steadily. Any other comments or questions from everyone? I don't see coming in. So thank you very much, everyone, for joining us today for this book presentation. I hope the information that was presented was useful for all of you, and I'm happy that this webinar series is a platform which can bring together all of the people who are interested in the same field and the same topic, because no field is a single person or single team area. We have to collaborate and join our thoughts in solving the various problems in the food industry, in the food science. And we would be happy if you have any suggestions for other topics for webinars. Please send them to the email of Seki to our office. And I would like to thank very much our presenter, Dr. Haris Gawanakis, for his initiatives, for his activity in keeping this this special interest group together with organizing the webinars. Good luck to the book. I'm sure many people will be interested in it because it covers very hot topics. And I would like to say also good luck to your next book, Haris.
Thank you
I'm
very
sure
much, Velisa,
it's gonna be very
for
interesting too. So
your help for this presentation. It's always very helpful. They're always very helpful. And I would like also to thank everybody who joined us today. And see you in one of our next events, for example, the food waste recovery workshop, and meet in person in Vienna. Hope you can join us. So thank you, everybody.
thank you very much. So have a good rest of the day and see you in our next activities, the workshops and the webinars. Have a good day. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye.